do want to ask you, where are things at with you with Dokken now? Because you were going to do that show at M3, which you had to cancel because you were sick. But, where do you sit in that whole thing? Is it just kind of like if the opportunity's right, if the offer is right, you'll go do some songs? You guys are on good terms? I mean, where does it all sit?
We are on good terms, actually. I don't really know that we have a plan. We don't really have a plan, actually. I mean, we're just, Don and I will get together if there's a high, high-level show where it kind of makes sense. And as you said, everything works, with our schedules and the money and everything. I'll throw down and come down and play guitar in Dokken, and people love it. It's an event. Don and I are fine. We kind of got our little thing worked out. And, why not? But I think it works for both of us, because, fans love it, and I think it plants the seed for maybe, doing a record down the road or something, a reunion tour. Who knows? I mean, it's always challenging, and we've been talking about it for years, but, while everybody's still relatively healthy, I think it would probably be smart to do it sooner than later,
Well, you did the one song, and then you did that handful of shows a couple of years ago that you played. So the vibe coming off of that obviously seems to be positive still as you guys continue to dabble in doing some stuff.
We could make a great record, a record that would really stand up to the old records that people love, and I firmly believe that. So I think, to me, I want to do that because I want to put that other bookend on the shelf, and kind of wrap the whole thing up in a nice, neat little bow and say, here it is from 1980 to 2019 or whatever it is, here's the end of the story.
Did you hear the story that came out today that Corey Taylor of Slipknot said that he blew out one of his testicles warming up to singing Dokken songs?
Is that what? No.
For sure. He said he pulled a muscle. He said he thinks he pulled a testicle muscle or something. He posted it today that he was singing Dokken and he's singing the high parts, and he said, I think I blew out a testicle trying to sing like Dokken.
I didn't know testicles could get blown out, but it's a good thing he has 3 because he's still got 2 to spare, right? Yeah. If you knew that about him.
No, I did. Yeah. I didn't know that about Corey.
They did a movie about it. Did you see the movie? Yeah,
no.
E.T., the extra testicle. Okay.
Hey, let me ask you about Lynch Mob. There's a Lynch Mob date coming up that, like I said, I look forward to seeing you out in Tulsa at the IDL. Those guys are going through a rough time in that area now with flooding and tornadoes. I was just there, but that area seems to be okay, and the show is a go for the 8th of June. Tell me, and everybody listening, where you're at with Lynch Mob now as far as who's in the band, who's singing, what's the lineup, and what are your plans for that band, and do you plan on doing more new music with them?
Well, let me just back up for a second and say that, conceptually, the idea of Lynch Mob was to have a family. I think all bands are like that at first initially. And I never expected or hoped that it would change. And, we had a few changes early on, but it's just avalanche to the point where it's out of control now. So, Lynch Mob is basically me and the other 3 guys I happened to bring along that day. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. And, we usually have a core band that lasts a few years and, guys come and go for various reasons. But Jimmy DeAndo's back in the band. So that's pretty solid. Now, this is his 3rd time around with Lynch Mob. He was in the band in the 90s and, throughout the 2000s and more recently, and now he's back again. Sean McNabb is still on bass. He's been with the band for many years. And singers are the more challenging thing. So I try to look at it in a positive way, from the audience perspective. You don't know what you're going to get when you show up at a Lynch Mob show.